What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon. God damn, I just butchered that. Shit. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever part of the day this video chooses to reach you. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling fine. I hope you're feeling blessed. I hope you realize that you are blessed. You got to sit there that somebody else doesn't get to see. So that's a good thing. God damn it. All right, so we're gonna talk about a couple things today, as you've seen in the the description. We'll talk about a couple of different things. Give some people some things to hate on me today about. Let me tell you that right now. Spoiler alert. We're gonna talk about SNAP benefits changing up some rules. Some things I actually agree with. We'll talk about the job market. We're going to talk about Trump and the global AI race. We're going to talk about Tiny Desk and its ability to possibly survive all this. Let's go ahead and jump right into this shit. Peace to the chat. All right, so the first thing I want to touch on, actually something I didn't even put in the chat line. I just want to talk about it for a minute. Have you guys noticed like how all these Florida schools, I don't know where y'all at in the state of Florida, but a lot of Florida schools are markedly starting to get a lot of A's. And when you look into why this is happening, you find out that the metrics have changed from last year to this, from previous years to last year. And while some of the changes are being advertised as being more inclusionary or making sure that they're covering a lot of the basis of what schools are supposed to do, some would say that it watered the metrics down. Just being honest with you guys, when I look at it, on the surface, it sounds like a good thing to include a bunch of stuff like college readiness and aptitude rates for people that speak English and each individual subject. But the harsh reality is a lot of that shit don't matter. I always got a girl from Arrow or some old heads used to say, I got it on me. But we've seen the metrics be watered down. Can you tell I jumped into the stream very fast? I'm sorry if y'all had trouble hearing me before. I just realized my microphone's out of position. It was a long day. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a long fucking day, and I just jumped into this shit because I said if I don't do it right now, I'm not gonna do it. So back to the school metrics. We've seen the metrics get watered down under the guise of inclusionary details, I'll say. But it's resulted in a lot more schools getting A's and higher ratings. Unfortunately, we're still seeing some of these schools fail our students. and not in a good. I'm not saying this in a bad way, like saying they're just horrible schools, but they could be doing better. They could be doing better. That's all I said. They could be doing better. One of the reasons I realized that a lot of these schools are getting A ratings and the metrics are changing is politics. It's politics, plain and simple. We're seeing the powers that be manipulate the numbers in a way that benefit them so they can go out and make certain statements. Similar to how President Donald Trump wants to have Federal Chair Jerome Powell lower interest rates so that could be used as a signal to say, hey, my economic policies are good. But since we might be teetering on the edge of a recession right now, Jerome Powell ain't changing no interest rates. So Trump can't say his economic policies are doing nothing. Same reason why we've seen a lot of these schools get more A's, so that politicians across the board can go and say, hey, I have this district, I have this state, I have this county that, my schools are A rated. Is that translating to increased graduates, increased literacy rates, increased test scores? Not necessarily. And that's why I say it could be doing better. I don't want to say they're failing off students like me and say they're just turning out this fucking horrible little dumb little kids, but that's not what's happening. But things could be better. Things could be a lot freaking better. A lot fucking better. But I just wanted to touch on that real quick because I thought that was odd. It just was something crazy that just kept sticking. I'm like, why? How in the fuck do we get all these A-rated schools in the state of Florida out of the blue? I'm not saying that we were a dumb state to begin with, and these schools were just fucking D's and F's, but just out the blue, it was like, I think something like 60-something%, like 66% of charter schools got an A or a B rating. That's a tremendous jump from years before when that percentage was way fucking lower. We gotta keep our eye on politics all the time because sneaky shit happens. And then we get left with the results to deal with. It was said that Tiny Desk was going to shut down because PBS and NPR were losing a big chunk of their funding provided by the federal government. According to the producer of Tiny Desk ain't going no fucking well. Apparently, Tiny Desk has been doing its due diligence in the background, and they were prepared for this day. Apparently, the producers of Tiny Desk say they're not shutting down despite that funding cut. They say Tiny Desk is starting to branch out and become its own brand in itself. So be prepared for, I guess, an accelerated separation from NPR in its current format of Tiny Desk that we're seeing it. Tiny Desk now has a radio station podcast going on. They got some plans for the future of Tiny Desk. They're not going to just go out. It ain't. So we get ready to continue to see more scenes like this in the near future. Not that get 12 months, whatever the fuck that shit is, but those types of happy scenes where we seeing artists that we actually like go out there and perform on the Tiny Desk stage. I don't know if Trump thought he was doing something with all that funding, thinking he was gonna wipe out cultural icon. That war on woke shit is real, y'all. I don't think y'all understand. some people don't like to see scenes like this right here. A bunch of black people having a good time. They love to throw that statement. Who the fuck they think? Who they think they are? Some fun-loving, God-fearing individuals that love America, just like you, Cracker. And if you're from Florida, you can say that because we got real deal Florida crackers in the state of Florida. It's a historical term too. It's a historical thing. Like if you think I'm lying, let's go to Google. Let's go to Google. Go see these Florida crackers. Oh, you just playing soccer again. What does the term Florida cracker mean? Florida crackers were colonial era British American pioneer settlers in what is now the state of Florida. The term also applied to their descendants in the present day and their subculture among Southerners. So I could use the term Florida cracker. But only when I'm talking about people from Florida. But any other way, it might be deemed derogatory. But when I'm talking about people from Florida, I can say Florida crackers. All right. Let me stop bullshitting with y'all and jump into some real shit. Yesterday, Donald Trump said that he wanted America to be competing at a high level when it comes to AI. Damn it, man. Trump, why are you fucking your own shit up right now, man? All right. I'm going to show y'all that why I said that in a minute, but let's get to the president's action plan on artificial intelligence. America is in a race to achieve global dominance in artificial intelligence. Winning this race will usher in a new era of human flourishing, economic competitiveness, and national security for the American people. Recognizing this, President Donald Trump directed the creation of an AI action plan in the early days of his second term in office. Based on 3 pillars of accelerated innovation, building AI infrastructure, and leading in international diplomacy and security. This action plan is America's roadmap to win the race. Sounds good. Until you realize a lot of the individuals that are behind programming American computers and AI and just say the motherfuckers that work in American companies that do all this type of fucking work come from other fucking countries. They're immigrants. Majority of them. I'm not saying every last one of the persons that program this type of shit come from a different country, but there's not a lot of Americans in that game. When you call tech support, you're lucky if you talk to somebody that's in America. You call tech support. Just being honest. And you can go on your own workplace. You can go on your own workplace and do it. Call tech support when you get to work and see who you talk to. So I don't know what Donald Trump's plans exactly are, what the roadmap really is. But all this shit that he's got on here is sounds really good. And I'm gonna get into the bullet points here. Why some of the key points say how he's gonna do it. I don't know what he's thinking, but this right here, we've all seen the Terminator movies. We've all seen them. And if you haven't seen the Terminator movie recently, go look at any one of them. All of them are about the same premise. Technology fucking humans up. and deregulating, or so-called removing the red tape, and what does it say? Onerous regulation. Oh God. This motherfucker just released Skynet on us, y'all. Genesis is Skynet. You can stop it. Genesis is Skynet. Remember that. Because on this day, Donald Trump released it on us. I don't know why the Republican Party seems to think that deregulation is the key to all type of success. In any industry you are in, regulations are there for a reason. I'm gonna repeat that for the people in the back and the slow motherfuckers that wasn't paying attention. In any industry that you are in, regulations are there for a reason. They have rules and policies in place at every one of your workplaces, because the first time something happened, they were like, I was just one off. They didn't know to happen shit again. The second time it happened, it was like, wait a minute. These motherfuckers really stupid like this. Let's make some rules and policies and put them in place, because we don't want a third time before it happen. So every time you look at your rules and regulations and policy books and wonder why you got some of the stupid ass rules that you got or some of the stupid ass policies that you got, remember, it's because somebody fucked up and it cost the company money. It cost the company a whole lot of headache. So now they put some regulations in place. So the answer is not always deregulation, because some of this shit is in place for a fucking reason. Donald Trump wants to ensure that frontier AI protects free speech and American values. Now, what this means, it sounds good on the surface, but now what this really means is that this AI can now be bigoted. This AI can not like individuals. This AI can interact and learn and adapt to hate speech. Because remember, artificial intelligence, it learns from something. It learns from human interaction. That's what it fucking learns from. And if the humans that are interacting with this artificial intelligence that's now deregulated and can do all type of weird shit, can now be programmed to, let's say, dislike certain groups of individuals, the fuck you think is gonna happen? It's gonna encourage open source and open weight AI. This one's for the hackers. I don't think Trump understands the guardrails that he's taken off for certain individuals, certain class of individuals. This nigga. It's going to enable AI adoption. It's also going to empower American workers in the age of AI. I just went on a rant in another stream about this type of shit right here. Don't use the automatic checkout kiosk when you go in any store. Because when you do, from here on out, they're going to be keeping track of that shit, because they're going to want to figure out a way to get rid of real people. I just went into a store, ironically. It was a Circle K. Stopped to get some gas. Went in the store, wanted to play Mulatto. And then I wanted to buy what I bought. I bought some bullshit. You get into what I bought. Yeah, I bought one of them fucking big ass drinks, and then went to the cash register, thinking that the human being in the store was going to cash me. She was like, "No, come over here to the self checkout kiosk thing." I'm like, I said, "Man, you're just making me go against all my motherfucking tenants right now." I didn't say motherfucking, but I was like, you can't make me go against all my rules right now because I don't believe in using these things, because they gonna get rid of y'all and not pay y'all. Like, they pay y'all as cashiers to do this type of stuff. She was like, they don't pay us as cashiers. We are store associates. I was like, oh, ho, ho, ho. They gave you motherfuckers a fancy name. Store associates. Meaning that you have a blanket title now instead of cashier, where you were kind of pegged to do one thing. As a store associate, now I could tell you to do multiple things around that store for the same amount of fucking money. They get fancy with the name on y'all ass. Y'all think y'all coming up in the world. These were the thoughts that I run through my head. I don't want to be disrespectful to the young lady, but this is the type of shit that happens. And people think because of a title they getting elevated, but it's just a fucking title. If anything, that title is a hustle. Because in her case, now eventually they could literally phase out the cashier position in their hiring process. They don't have to look for motherfuckers to cash. They could tell you, like the girl told me, and I'm like, I want to play lotto. She like, okay, that's fine. She played mulatto and put mulatto on the little shit. I'm like, when they get rid of y'all, we can't find nobody to work here now. I was like, shit, I wonder why. They got 2 fucking machines in here already, and y'all are pushing more motherfuckers to the machines. So when you see things talking about support next generation manufacturing, they're gonna have automated robots. Remember that big strike we had with longshoremen? A lot of that was about the innovation that they wanted to keep out of the ports. If you look at the Japanese and the Chinese ports, it's so much goddamn AI and robots and automation on them ports. And the U.S. longshoremen, they seen that and they said, nah, we don't want that in America, because the more of that y'all bring over here, the less of us are going to be working. So that's what big part of that strike was, because they wanted to make sure that only a certain level of automation or support for next generation manufacturing was going to take place in the United States of America. Matter of fact, let's take a look at Japanese ports. So we can go full circle to see what we really talk about here. Japan got fully automated ports over there. Like, one motherfucker in a control room controlling, like, the things that you were saying before was the old way. This is the new way. And this is what our longshoremen were going on strike to keep out. This shit right here. So all this automation shit that Trump is talking about in his AI action plan, this is what support. This is next generation manufacturing and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So we gotta keep a fucking eye out for this bullshit. Because if you blink, it'll be in our ports before you know it. They want to invest in AI-enabled science. I don't know how much this is going to work with Trump's base. Keep in mind, the MAGA crowd is known for anti-vax, anti-this, anti-this, anti-that, anti every motherfucking thing that is science related. So you mean to tell me now the Trump administration is going to make a push towards computer-enabled science, basically? Excuse me. Letting computers make calculations. Let computers make, well, they already make calculations, but these AI bots engage in the science that's supposed to be trusted to be used on the human person. Trump's base, boy, I don't know if y'all feel hoodwinked yet, but I wonder how RFK feel about this shit. There's a lot of people that was on RFK's side when he got elected into his position as Secretary of God damn, I'm drawing the blank. His position, whatever the fuck he's in right now. But it's this type of shit that I was trying to tell people going to happen. I was like, you realize Trump is just using people that are familiar faces to cover up for like bullshit as he got about to do. With RFK, Director of Health and Human Services, all the anti-vaxxers were ecstatic. They were happy because RFK is a known anti-vaxxer. All of his, his supporters were very, 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 very happy. I'll say that. And then Trump starts pulling shit like this. Not only that, we got a whole lot of shit they did before that was vaccine related. Yeah, they're going to let you focus on the cuts to the COVID vaccines, but you got shit like this, AI-enabled science that's happening on the back end. That if you didn't trust the COVID vaccine, are you really going to trust some AI science making a vaccine for you? That's really what's about to happen. Trump wants to build world-class data sets. Wants to advance the science of AI. Once again, like I said before, a lot of the scientists and the technology individuals that do this shit, they're from other places. They're not from America. A lot of them aren't from America. We got a lot of American companies that invest in this type of stuff, and then they hire a lot of motherfuckers from outside of the United States to work on this shit. But then again, like I said before, Trump's base, are you going to be happy with this type of shit? Because we're going to have to keep some of the immigrants now. They want to invest in AI interpretability control and robustness breakthroughs. This is the most important thing to understand about that line. Trump wants to control it. That's why I said Skynet is being released on us, y'all. You got to take the breadcrumbs and a bunch of this shit, and then you'll see what's going on. Especially this. You want to build an AI excuse me. Build an AI evaluations ecosystem. But more interestingly, he wants to accelerate AI adoption in government. This is how you're going to try and fire out more motherfuckers. And this is Skynet, ladies and gentlemen. He wants to drive adoption of AI within the Department of Defense. Remember, Skynet was trying to take over the fucking missiles and shit to start a world war. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they was on in that movie. Trump is a mug. Like this is interesting. Now, all while this is going on, the environment for AI has been deregulated. So all of this shit is going to be like all of the headaches that we've had with AI are going to be put on steroids. All of the suspect shit that you've seen happen with AI is going to be done. It's going to be the wild, wild west for AI in the meantime right now. Trump is that is interesting, boy. Speaking of Trump and some bullshit, I want to talk about redistricting because in the news recently, you've seen a lot of talk about redistricting. In the state of Texas, there got some Democrats that are on the run. They left the state. They literally left the state to stop the state legislature from trying to water down some of the Democratic districts and create 5 new Republican districts. Ron DeSantis is starting to talk about, hey, we might need to relook at the census instead of Florida and redraw some of our districts, even though they redrew districts last time the census was run. And that's the most important line in that census I've been talking about. The census generally drives when states redraw congressional districts because they are drawn based on the number of individuals that live in certain areas, the population, if you will. Without a new census to show accurate reflection of where people are at, we don't know what the fuck these people are going to draw these fucking districts off of. And it can't be done all willy-nilly. The reason why it's being done like this is because they're trying to water down Democratic districts and rig the deck. It's one of the few things that kind of pisses me off when I look at politics because they're playing right in front of our fucking face. And you have people that tell me politics ain't important, this shit don't matter. And you start to see where, and I'm not even going to sit here and say, oh, it's all on play in our face. No, all of them do not play in our face. You have to be honest with yourself about who is doing the bullshit. When you just say shit like, oh, they all, this is 2 sides of the same coin, they all do the shit, you just telling yourself some shit to sleep at night. All while the environment that we're living in is fucking crumbling. Because one side is trying to stack the deck for motherfuckers that ain't even like us. Don't think like us, don't care about shit we care about, and don't even give a fuck if we survive on this earth or not. That's the harsh reality of the situation. So when they start to try and redraw districts and people don't want to pay attention to it, it's because next year's election is going to be a big one. The Republicans could lose control of Congress because of all the bullshit that's going on right now. And they need to create situations where there are just a landslide more districts of Republicans to where they increase their chances of not having Democratic representation in Congress. Then they can continue to do the bullshit they're doing. Is it illegal? It's called gerrymandering for a reason. It's against the fucking rules. It's against the fucking law. But when these motherfuckers keep stacking the deck and people saying shit like, oh, the Democrats don't do nothing but focus on gay shit, that's because y'all sit there and focus on the shit that these Republicans are telling y'all they focus on. And overlooking everything is crumbling all fucking ready. We've not had one rate cut this year. 8 months. We're in the 8th month of the year. None. Not one. 4 more fucking months to this year. Not one rate cut. Inflation is up. The first quarter of 2025, GDP was down. The numbers are not finalized for quarter 2 yet, but if them motherfuckers show a decline again, we are in a recession, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of recession, have y'all noticed how shitty the job market is? The job market is fucked right now. You got people that are overqualified for some positions that can't even get hired. And it's not because they're not qualified. It's because these employers know they have to pay certain individuals a certain salary. And when you got somebody that you gonna have to pay 75, 80, $90,000 based on their experience and their resume here, but you got somebody that else can do the job and you know they gonna accept 50K, they leave this person alone because they like shit, we could save some money and just figure it out. Let them figure it out along the way. We have employers that have job postings, have had job postings, and just choosing not to fill positions for various reasons. These tariffs right here are a motherfucker. They're fucking shit up left and right. They're creating so much uncertainty in the marketplace that is unreal. Everybody is increasing their price due to these tariffs. Walmart, Amazon, everywhere you're going. Back to school supplies cost more this year. I wonder why. Look at the box. Look at the back of that box of crayons and see where it came from. Look at that pack of paper and see what was printed at. What the fuck y'all think all these spray ground book bags are made? Like, seriously, man. All this shit is up because of tariffs. The job market, it's well, the black unemployment rate is the worst it's been since COVID. It says 7.8%, 7.6%, somewhere around there. That is high as fuck. And I can't help but notice it's going to get higher because we got individuals that don't even have employable skills running around in our community. Some people just think they're going to get on the internet and be a celebrity and make it on the internet. They're going to get on the internet, do some buffoonery or coonery or some bullshit, some shucking and jiving, and make it. You might get some streams, you might get some likes, you might get some views, but a lot of that shit ain't transferring over. The average social media influencer makes about $15,000 a year. I don't know about y'all, but that ain't shit. And I don't want nobody trying to say I'm shaming anybody that making 15K a year, because anybody that's making 15K a year gonna tell you right now it ain't shit and they want more. They need more. They trying to get more. Cause it ain't shit. This shit is wild, boy. The wild, wild west, and it's getting wilder. Day by day. Hey, if you got a job, figure out how to make that shit work for you. I ain't saying eat no shit, take no shit, have motherfuckers talking crazy down to you. But don't you walk out that motherfucker for no reason. Cause that shit ain't sweet out on the grass is not green on the other side right now, especially if you black. Just say that right now. Sit your monk ass down and chill the fuck out. All right, so I want to talk about the new rules for SNAP, which I actually agree with. Some people may find something wrong with some of this stuff, but as an independent, it's my job to give Donald Trump credit where I deem he should get credit. I think he's done good. And starting in 2026, Florida and several other states will implement new restrictions on SNAP purchases, limiting the use of benefits to buy certain items like soda, energy drinks, candy, and prepared desserts. Now, they didn't say you couldn't buy prepared meals or go buy hot foods anymore, but they are limiting the amount of bullshit you can buy with that EBT card. Shout out to all the little kids who household get a whole lot of dollars in SNAP benefits and all them little Debbie snacks and bullshit coming there, and they eat them up, and then go to the doctor, and now the doctor talk about they got juvenile diabetes. Now that little kid household is going to be forced to buy more fruits and vegetables instead of bullshit for that kid to eat. So shout out to SNAP program and Donald Trump's administration for this. Shout out to them. I can't help but remind y'all that when Michelle Obama tried to do this shit under the Obama presidency, that a lot of the Republicans said this very action right here was government overreach. But I'm gonna leave it alone because we got some. Hey, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for shutting the fuck up this time, letting that shit go through. This is what happens when you pay attention to politics for the long term and not the short term, though. It's like I said, I remember when Michelle Obama tried to do this very fucking thing right here. The Republicans lost their goddamn mind. Yeah, they lost they, oh my God, she's trying, this is government overreach. You can't tell people what to buy when they're hungry and struggling and they're just trying to get by. Sometimes some of the things, that's all they got. You know, that's all they have to sustain them. But shout out to the limiting of using this benefits card to buy sodas and energy drinks, candy, and prepared desserts. Shout out to that. Because basically that's basically all just junk food. You gotta start getting all this shit for kids any fucking way. Like our juvenile diabetes and juvenile obesity rates was fucking through the roof. When I was growing up, fat kids couldn't play youth sports like Optimus football, the things that, well, they couldn't play Optimus football because it was weight limits. Now you got unlimited weight limits for kids. And you look out there on the field, they got whole little monstrous offensive and defensive lines out there. And these little kids thinking they, you know what I'm saying, on the way to greatness as a fucking nose tackle when they should be trying to get this little kid to lose some damn weight. I'm sorry, y'all. That I know I just shitted on some little fat little kid dream, but we got to be better for our kids. If we want them to do better, we got to set better examples for them. We got to put better options in front of them if we want them to do better. We can't just say we want our kids to be better than us and do better than us and not try and put some different shit in front of them than the stuff that we was getting put in front of us. That's how I feel as a parent. Sorry. But what states are going to start this in 2026? We got Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Colorado, West Virginia. They're going to restrict the purchases of food, soda, energy drinks, candy, and prepared desserts, while Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, and Utah have already received similar waivers earlier this year, meaning they've already put that shit in place. Shout out to them states that got it in place now. They weren't waiting on the Trump administration, pretty much. Well, that actually was. That still was on the Trump administration. I gotta give him credit on that. I ain't gonna try and snake the man. I ain't gonna do that. But as I said, this is something that encourage to choose healthier options for our, not only your kids but your whole household. A lot of the diseases and illnesses and shit that fuck us up in the black and brown communities got to do with our eating. We can't eat all this fried shit and expect to have a healthy life. You just can't. Can't eat all this high in sodium shit and expect to be healthy. You just can't. Can't eat all this super processed sugary shit and expect to have a healthy life. It just ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And this is coming from a certified fat boy. I meal prep and I try and eat as healthy as I can. I was at a workshop a couple months ago, and the speaker said, "How many in this room eat healthy?" And I was like, "I eat healthy-ish. Like, I don't eat healthy, but I eat healthy-ish." It's hard to eat healthy. I ain't gonna lie about that. But it's just like everything in life is about balance. And I put more good shit in my body than bad shit on a weekly basis. But it starts on a daily basis. You gotta start small, day to day. Each day is a new battle. Each day you gotta try and strive to put more good shit in your body than bad shit. Straight up. As long as you put more good shit in your body than bad shit, you're gonna be all right. It's simple formula, simple fucking formula. Day by day, take it one day at a time. It ain't got to be no long haul thing. Like think about it as a diet thing or nothing like that. Day by day, each day is a new fucking battle because that's what it really is. I'm talking like I was in sobriety classes of shit, but that's really what it is when you trying to eat healthy because it's very fucking easy to eat unhealthy. I don't know if any fast food spot still got a 99-cent menu, but that unhealthy shit is cheap as fuck. Very cheap. Very fucking cheap. It's not filling though. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. This might be TMI, but once your body gets used to eating mainly healthy shit and clean shit and unprocessed shit, when you put that bullshit in your body, it's gonna hurt. Oh, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad. It's gonna hurt bad. You gotta take a mean shit. I'm tell you right now. Everybody's not gonna have that shit. Everybody gonna be like, nah, bro, we gotta get this shit out of here. Mm-mm. And it's more so like a deterrent for you. But once you have that situation happen to you one time, you're gonna think about it every time you get ready to pull up to one of them bullshit spots and be like, you know what? I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm straight. It ain't worth it because I'm gonna just end up hungry again. I'm gonna end up hungry again because within an hour, that shit's gonna be out of my system, and I'm gonna be hungry again, looking for something else to eat. So let me go ahead and eat something nice and healthy. And it ain't always got to be like veggies, some shit like that. There's a lot of fruits that taste just like sugar. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you, man. I got introduced to a cherry plum this over the weekend at the farmers market. Getting ready to check out on one of the stalls at the Yellow Green Farmers Market, and little Chico buddy was bagging up some cherry plums, and he looked at me. I looked at him. He looked down at the bunch. He picked one up. He he ran that bitch under the little water he had because he was bagging some up. So he washed them a little bit and throw them in the bag. He ran under the little water, put it on the little thing, and handed it to me. Took a bite of that little shit. It wasn't about this big. And I bit that shit. I was like, this shit tastes just like sugar. What this shit called? Cherry plum. Let me get one of these little bags here, man. But it's the main things you can snack on that aren't unhealthy. And speaking of farmers market, a lot of farmers markets in your local community take SNAP and EBT. You almost have no excuse. The other thing about farmers markets that I'll give you the secret on is they're a lot cheaper than the grocery store. Eating healthy in the grocery store can get a little bit pricey, but when you go to farmers markets and utilize your local resources like those farmers markets, especially when they take SNAP and EBT, you can break out like a bandit, a fucking real bandit. Speaking of someone that people thought was going to break out like a bandit, I won't. I want to fuck with some people right now. I know at least one of you motherfuckers. I see you, dog. That's tuned in today to see the type of shit that I was going to talk about, Shadur Sanders. So let's go on a journey. We're not going to go to Google, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go straight to ESPN. ESPN must knew I was for to talk some shit about Shadur Sanders. He is on the front cover page of that motherfucker. But I don't give a damn about this story of Steeler reps and losing ground, how the Browns are navigating a four-way QB competition. I want to go straight to the depth charts. Of the Cleveland Browns. Yes, I do. I want to oh, you ain't shit. You shouldn't kick people when they're down. But I am. I am. I am. Want y'all to look at that. Zoom that in a little bit there. Can't see that. We'll zoom it in a little bit more for you. Fourth on the depth chart, we have Shedeur, aka Legendary Sanders. Say what you will about these individuals that are in front of them. They are in front of him for a fucking reason. And it's not because the NFL wanted to show Deion Sanders and his son a lesson. These individuals are in front of Shedeur Sanders because they got some skills and shit that he don't got. They got some shit that Shedeur needs to work on. No other person in college football history, and there's a lot of motherfuckers that played college football, especially at the quarterback position, but none of them motherfuckers got more touchdowns than Dillon Gabriel. Give a damn what y'all say about Shedeur Sanders' completion percentage in college, completion, Grecian, all that fucking shit. Touchdowns are what win games. And nobody got more than Dillon Gabriel. Now, Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, some old motherfuckers. But they veterans, they vets. NFL savvy, they've been around the block. And honestly, the Cleveland Browns can make it through the season with just two of them two on the roster. Now, I understand they looking towards their future. And when they drafted Shedeur Sanders to get into a QB battle with Dillon Gabriel to see who would be the future of their program or their team, rather, because now the program's a team. Shedeur, we had all these memes going around during these fucking rookie mini camps and all this shit. Oh, Shedeur, he throw more this, he throw more that, he got this, he did this, he did that, he did. Every day somebody was on Shedeur's job trying to say he was doing this, that, and other in that Browns camp. And we see what's going on here. This man is fourth on their fucking depth chart. I don't want to say he's not going to be an NFL player or he can't start in the NFL because I think given some time and some real fucking guidance, and if he grows, because he has to grow. The reason why this man is fourth on the depth chart is not only because of the shit that they got that he don't got. Shedeur is soft. They kicking Shedeur ass. Shedeur is soft as fuck. They making Shedeur do shit that Deion never made him do in college. Shedeur said in camp this week he is suffering from arm soreness. You're a quarterback. You throw for a living. That's a part of what you're going to have happen. Unless you were in a situation where you never had to throw like that. Shedeur's never had to do a QB battle. He's been gifted starting position everywhere he went in college. So this is not unexpected by me. Some of y'all may be in denial, but that nigga soft. Now, one that is surprising me, I didn't expect this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't had much hope for Shedeur. But damn, Shiloh, you can't beat out these no-name niggas, man. Come on, Shiloh. Like, bro, come on, man. I ain't never heard of Christian Isaiah. I don't know you know who the fuck he is. This is third season. This nigga was in the league For 3, man, come on, man. This is nigga third season, man. You can't come take some shit, Shiloh. Who was Tyke Smith? I don't know this motherfucker either. Let's look at it. Come on, man. He's third round pick from last year, dog. Come on, man. God damn, Shiloh. Who the fuck is JJ Roberts? You better not be no rookie. God damn. Damn. The rookie from Marshall out there on the depth chart in front of Shiloh, man. God damn, man. I had hope for Shiloh. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I had real deal hope for Shiloh. Hopefully Shiloh could prove to be like a nickelback or some shit like that. I don't fucking know, man. Because fourth on the depth chart ain't getting it. Damn. And he don't return kicks. Like, I'm trying to think, like, when they say, like, you not starting in NFL, you need to try and figure out what's your place on special teams. Like, obviously, he can run down and bust a wedge and make a tackle. That's a given. But for the longevity part of special teams, your ass need to be the returner. Because there's Larry Izzo. There ain't no more Larry Izzos. There ain't nobody else going to the Pro Bowl off being a special teams whiz. Ain't no more Larry Izzos out there just tackling and blocking shit up. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, Shiloh. I don't think Shiloh gonna make the final roster. Not if he could beat out this rookie from Marshall, JJ Roberts, it might be space for Shiloh on the roster. But if he can't beat out this rookie, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm surprised that they want to play Shiloh at free safety. Shiloh could tackle, man. Shiloh, like, he'll hit. Like, I'm not gonna say he's 100 rating on Madden, but Shiloh can tackle some shit. Damn. I had genuine hopes for at least one of the Sanders boys, and that was Shiloh. Shador, I had no fucking hope for. None. Not in the present state. Not in his present state. All right. Well, that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the shit I had on my list of shit to do, talk about today. You know, politics been kind of slow lately. Congress is going on recess. Trump's kind of dominated the headlines. DeSantis is talking about doing some another alligator Alcatraz somewhere in the state outside of this redistricting bullshit that he's on. Outside of that, we had no real big political headlines to even talk about, really. Besides the redistricting hoopla, which is some fuckery in itself. Republicans need to be ashamed of their goddamn self trying to fuck with people in Texas like that. But they're trying to rig the deck so that next year, when the midterm elections happen, it's easier for Republicans to try and regain control or retain control. Because right now, that shit looking real shaky. Republicans' majority in Congress for the long term is looking real fucking shaky in its present state. And if they can get a lot of this redistricting shit that they're trying to get done in some of these Republican-led states. And the thing with this whole situation is it's a slippery slope, because some people can easily just say, well, Democrats need to do that shit in their state. They need to redraw districts to kind of just da-da-da-da-da. If we get into a tit for tat, this and that situation, it'll never stop. And that's coming from a nigga called the political crash out. That particular move is a very slippery slope, especially when we have unofficial white enclaves known as wealthy communities already, with very little black representation in a lot of them. I'm not saying no black people are there, but the representation is small. And then we got the emergence of these white only fucking communities that are just trying to keep it all white. And I'm not just talking about the bullshit that has been going on up there in the Ozark Mountains for forever. Talk about new shit that's going on in those arts. Like, this shit is getting wide open now. So that emerging combined with gerrymandering, that's a horrible fucking combination. That's a horrible fucking combination. There ain't nothing else I really want to talk about. What's going on there? I hit my whole checklist. WNBA. What is there fucking shit going on? I don't know. I know what else I wanted to talk about. Trick that in his goddamn preferences. This motherfucker Trick Daddy say he don't want to date women over 35 because they got too much baggage and shit. It's the same nigga that fucking try and get his ex-wife who's over 35 to remarry him. One thing we gotta address is all you old motherfuckers that like these young babies. Just say you like the young babies. That's all. Just say that. Don't try and throw rocks at the women that I like because you want some young pussy. Because if we're being honest, all humans got baggage. And if we're being real honest, men deal with they baggage way worse than women deal with it. Just being real. Don't be mad at me, fellas. A nigga with some hurt feelings will kill you. A nigga with some hurt feelings will try and kill everybody around you. A nigga with some hurt feelings will kill himself. Nigga with some hurt feelings gonna kill. You know what I'm saying? You got some dudes that'll get their heart broken by a woman when they 18 and they gonna be on some fuck them hoes. What a hoes at for the rest of their fucking life. Men carry their baggage way worse. I know a nigga once that said he was gonna kill a motherfucker, kill a bitch because she ain't want him no more. Real deal, knives out, like, I don't kill this bitch. Like, nigga, what? Sit your stupid ass down, boy. Oh, that shit was funny. Oh, that shit was funny. I mean, it was sad, but I laugh at inappropriate shit all the time. And that was funny to me because I knew he wasn't gonna do fucking thing. Like, you putting on a big ass show. Because you take out an innocent woman, you kill an innocent woman, you unalive an innocent woman, your jail sentence, your prison sentence is gonna be fucking torture, boy. Better be ready for that. Don't think you're ready for your booty hole to get stretched wide open every day. That was gonna happen. They gonna fuck you up bad, real bad, real fucking bad. But yeah, Trick that said that bullshit, and I'm like, man, that's his personal preference. But he does like the young babies. Me personally, I can't understand why he even will say some shit like that. I just rather him just come out and say, I prefer young women. That's what I think he should have just said. He prefers the young women. You know, he just wants to go out there and party, have a good time, get his rocks off, and not have to deal with no real, heavy conversations. That's what it boiled down to. The man ain't want. He didn't want. He just want to get his rocks off, do some dope, and go to sleep. Sorry, I don't feel him. That's really it. That's really it. That's really it. Sun is going down, and with that, my social battery is wore the fuck out. I'll be honest with y'all, man. My social battery is depleted. It was a very long day today. I don't see how people could do them 24-hour streams, man. Just sitting in one spot, stream with them. I might try one day, maybe, but I gotta look at my calendar because I be having shit going on. I live a real life, and some of this shit I can't stream. Like I can't stream my work day. Like I cannot. Like I deal with people's lives. I cannot stream that. Like, there's no way in fucking hell I can stream that shit. I violate so many fucking rules and regulations, and might even mix some hip up in that bitch. I don't fucking know. And who the fuck wants to? I'm not streaming my kid. We're not doing that. All right, let me get the fuck out of here. Let's end this shit. Peace. Love you.